awesome people. We are back again to another awesome learning experience. I believe you're set. I believe you're with your biros, you're with your pens, you're with your jotters. You're absolutely ready because I'm absolutely ready. Today we are addressing a very interesting topic: building a better workplace, 15 reasons why people quit and how to fix them. I'm sure a lot of us have worked in places where there is high turnover, where people are resigning so fast. Why do people leave jobs? Why do you think people are leaving your job? It could be a factor of one of these reasons. And not only are we going to look at the reasons, we are going to look at how to fix them. How can we retain talent in our organizations? Those are what we are looking at today. Are you ready? Are you ready? If you're ready, put in the chat box, I'm ready. Put in the chat box, I'm ready. I want to see your biro. Mine is right here. And your jotter. I have my jotter right here. So you can now put in the chat box, I'm ready, with my biro and with my jotter. I'm ready with my biros and with my jotters. You're highly welcome to today's session on building a better workplace, 15 reasons why people quit and how to fix them. Before we proceed, let's start with our mantra. It's just a reminder, a gentle reminder that we are uncommon and we should be nothing less than uncommon in every areas of our lives, because we have been created uncommon. We have the capacity to be uncommon. So we are going to take this mantra together, the uncommon man mantra. A mantra is from the book titled Common Sense, written by Thomas Paine. Please try to read that book. Now, let's read this together as a way of encouraging ourselves once again. I do not choose to be a common man. It's my right to be uncommon. If I can, I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dulled by having the state look after me. I want to take the calculated risk, to dream and to fail. Please, let's take it again. I want to take the calculated risk, to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to barter incentive for a dole. I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the stale calm of utopia. I will not trade freedom for beneficence at all, nor my dignity for a handout. I will never cower before any master, nor bend to any trait. It's my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to think and act for myself, to enjoy the benefits of my creations, and to face the world boldly and say, this with God's help I have done. Please, let's take this again. It's my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to think and act for myself, to enjoy the benefits of my creations, and to face the world boldly and say, this with God's help I have done. Please, can you give yourself a clap? Can you clap? Can you clap for yourself? You're too much, awesome people. You're too much. Now, let's get back to our topic for the day. Our topic for today: building building a better workplace, 15 reasons why people quit and how to fix them. Today's class is so interesting that we are not only identifying why people leave, we are giving you the solution. How do you fix these problems? Those are the things we look at today. Building a better workplace. You're highly, highly, highly welcome once again. Now, what are we going to talk about today? Today, we are going to look at the 15 key reasons why employees leave their jobs. The 15 key reasons why employees leave their jobs. And then we'll also look at practical strategies on how to fix these issues and create a more positive environment. And also, we'll look at insights into building an inclusive workplace culture, okay? That actually fosters employee satisfaction and retention. That means today's class is very in-depth, very rich, and we are ready to dive in. If you're ready to dive in, please put in the chat box, I'm ready to dive in. Let's get to the meat of the matter. Now, this is an interesting quote by Simon Sinek. He says, customers will never love a company until the employees love it first. Customers will never love a company until the employees love it first. I'm sure every one of us have noticed organizations where the staffs are actually happy, where the staffs are actually excited. I can tell you, you love that company. One of the reasons you love that organization is not just because of the brand, the name, is actually because you've seen that the employees in that organization actually love that organization first. That means to retain staff, you must get them to love the organization. Now, who is Enobong Ekarika, and why? Why is Enobong actually qualified to take this class? Now, I'm a highly respected workforce effectiveness coach based in Nigeria, and I have over a decade of experiences in human resource, and in coaching. And I have dedicated my career to actually helping organizations to improve their workplace culture and, and employee retention. I actually hold a diploma in human resources, bachelor's degree in biochemistry, and a master's degree in science education. And this diverse educational background gives me that unique perspective, you know, on the dynamics of the modern workplace. And I'm also a licensed human resource practitioner, with a Chartered Institute of Personnel Management. And I can tell you that awesome people, I am well equipped to address, not just address, to identify, and not just identify, but to address the challenges that organizations face today. Awesome people, I specialize in performance enhancement, in team dynamics, in leadership development, in change management, and in employee engagement. And also, people, my coaching philosophy is actually rooted in that belief that every employee has untapped potentials waiting to be harnessed. Let me take that again. My coaching philosophy is rooted in that belief that every employee has untapped potentials waiting to be harnessed. And I can tell you, if you can take advantage of that, you're going to have great workforce, great people working for you, and you know it's going to turn into great business, great result. Now, what is importance of employee retention? We'll also look at the statistics of turnover rates and the impact of turnover on organizations. Okay? Now, employee retention is actually crucial for any organization that is looking to thrive in today's competitive landscape. And understanding why employees leave and how to keep them is essential for building a successful workplace. Now, good people, let's explore why this happens. Let's look at some important statistics and let's look at the impact of turnover on organizations. Now, what's the statistics on employee turnover rate? Number one is that high turnover rate. Approximately 3 million people quit their jobs every month in the US alone. And this is equivalent, to the entire population of another country leaving their jobs regularly. Then new hire challenges. Nearly 30% of new employees leave their first 3 months of employment. Nearly 30%. And this highlight the importance of effective onboarding and integration. Then cost of turnover. It costs organizations about 33% of employees' annual turnover to replace them. For you to replace them, it's very expensive. This includes recruitment, training, and lots of productivity. Then profitability and retention. Now, companies with good retention rates can make up to 4 times more profit than those with high turnover rate, and this emphasizes the financial benefits of keeping employees. Now, let's look at the impact of turnover on organizations. Number one is financial losses. Financial losses. High turnover can lead to significant financial losses, due to recruiting, and training new employees. And this cost can accumulate quickly, especially in industries with high turnover. Another impact is decreased morale. When employees see their colleagues leaving, it can lead to decreased morale amongst remaining staff, and this can create a negative work environment where employees feel insecure, about their own job stability. And then loss of knowledge. Experienced employees possess valuable knowledge and skills that are hard to replace. That means that losing them can slow down projects, and disrupt team dynamics in organizations. Another one is reduced productivity. New hires often take time, to reach the productivity levels of seasoned employees. And high turnover, how do I put it now? Resignation always means that teams are frequently in a state of adjustment, and this can always hinder the overall performance. And then it also have impact on company culture. That means that frequent departures can damage an organization's culture, making it difficult for that organization to maintain this cohesive team spirit and shared values. Now, good people, by focusing on employee retention, organizations can actually save money, they can improve morale, and they can enhance productivity. And when you understand the reasons behind turnover, is always the first step towards creating that workplace where employees feel valued, where employees feel motivated to stay. And then this today's session is going to provide a clear and straightforward overview of why employee retention is very, very important, very important. And this class will be supported by relevant statistics, and we are going to run the impact of turnover on organization. And this actually sets the stage for discussing specific reasons why people quit and how to address them. Let's get to that to the meat of the matter. Why do people quit? And how do we solve these problems? I love this quote by Jorge Paulo Leman. He says, the greatest asset of a company is its people. Very true. Yes, we are in the age of artificial intelligence, but I can tell you the greatest asset of a company is its people, just like Jorge Paulo Leman says. Now, let's look at number one reason: lack of career advancement opportunities. Lack of career advancement opportunities. That's reason one. Now, one of the primary reasons that employees choose to leave their job is the lack of career advancement opportunities. And this is when employees feel stuck. They feel stuck in their current positions, without a clear path of growth. And they often become dissatisfied. They seek opportunities elsewhere. Now, this feeling of stagnation can actually lead to decreased motivation and engagement, and ultimately result in a higher turnover rate. Now, statistics, what does it say? And some example. Let's look at some statistics. Now, high turnover rates. Study shows that lack of career advancement or development is a leading cause of employee turnover. According to McKinsey study, many employees cite limited advancement opportunities as their top reason for quitting. That means as you recruit your staff, you should create opportunities for them to develop in their career, to advance in their career. Another one is retention rate. Research indicates that employees who have access to career advancement opportunities are 75% more likely to stay with their organization compared to those who do not have such options. I know a lot of organizations fear that when they train staff, the staff will leave. But I can tell you, based on research, 75% of such staff are more likely to stay. Now, an example is Google. Google is well known for its innovative career development programs such as Google Career Guru, where employees are matched with mentors to guide their career progression. Now, this investment in employee growth has helped Google to maintain high employee satisfaction and retention rates. And there are other organizations. Now, what's that solution? Let's look at the solutions, good people. Number one is create clear career pathways in your organization. Develop a transparent career progression plans that outline potential advancement opportunities within the organization. Now, this will help employees to know what steps they need to take to move up in their careers. Other solution is offer mentorship programs. This will help employees to gain valuable insights and build relationships within the organization. Number three is provide training and development opportunities. When you provide by investing in training programs that enhance your employee skills and knowledge, it helps to sustain them. This can include workshops, online courses, or certifications that are relevant to their roles. Very important. Then encourage internal mobility. Promote job rotations or lateral moves within the organizations. It always allows employees to explore different roles and departments. And this will not only help them to develop new habits, but it also keeps them engaged. Then solicit employee feedback. Regularly ask employees about their career aspirations and what support they need from the organization to achieve their goal. Solicit employee feedback. It goes a long way. Then recognize and reward growth. Recognize and reward growth. By the time you acknowledge employees who have taken initiatives in their in their career development, what happens? Whether through, you can do that by promotions, bonuses, or even public recognition. It goes a long way to keep your staff with you. Celebrating this achievement always foster a culture of growth. That means good people. That's for number one reason and how to come out of it. Lack of career advancement opportunities. Now, this is a quote by an unknown. He says, when people feel included, they are more likely to contribute their best ideas and talents. Very true. When people feel included, they are more likely to contribute their best ideas and talents. That's a quote by an unknown. Now, reason two is poor management practices. Poor management practices. How does this affect? Now, one of the significant reasons people decide to leave their job is poor management practices. That is, when employees feel unsupported, when they feel undervalued, or they feel disconnected from their managers, it can lead to dissatisfaction and ultimately result in them seeking employment elsewhere. Now, effective management is key and is crucial for employee engagement and retention. And when this is lacking, you create that negative work environment. What are the statistics? Let's look at the statistics. Now, high turnover rates. Research indicates that poor management practices are a leading cause of employee turnover. And there's study found that 42% of employee turnover is preventable. It is preventable primarily due to issues related to management. Employee feedback, in the same study, nearly 45% of employees who left their jobs reported that little was done by their managers to discuss job dissatisfaction or job satisfaction, on even career development, and then the impact on morale, and then cost implication. Now, suggested solution to this: to address poor management practices and improve employee retention, organizations can implement some of these strategies I'm going to mention right now. Number one is provide management training. Provide management training. Invest in training programs for managers that focus on effective leadership skills, communication and emotional intelligence. This will help them understand how to support their teams better. Encourage Number two, encourage open communication. Very key. Three, set clear expectations. Set clear expectations. Ensure that managers communicate their expectations clearly regarding job roles and performance. This will help employees, to understand what is required of them and reduce confusion. Four, implement feedback mechanism. Implement feedback mechanism. Five, recognize and reward good management. Recognize and reward good management. Six, promote employee development. And seven, address employee concerns promptly. That means when employee raise issues or concern, it's essential for management to address them promptly and effectively. This shows that management values employee input and is committed to creating that positive work environment. And good people, by focusing on improving management practices, organizations can create that more supportive atmosphere that fosters employee satisfaction and loyalty. And this will ultimately reduce turnover rate. Your highly I believe we are having value. Are we having value? Let's get to number three. Reason number three. Before then, this is a quote by Brene Brown that says, daring leaders work to make sure people can be themselves and feel a sense of belonging. Daring leaders work to make sure people can be themselves and feel a sense of belonging. Very true. Reason number three is inadequate compensation and benefits. inadequate compensation and benefit. One of the main reasons that employees leave their jobs is inadequate compensation and benefit. When employees feel that their pay does not reflect their skills, effort, or the value they bring to the organization, they may become dissatisfied and look for better opportunities. That means that compensation includes not just salaries, but also bonuses, benefits, and other forms of financial recognition. And if these are lacking or not competitive, it can always lead to a high turnover rate. Now, let us look at suggested solution. Let's suggest some solutions to this. Conduct regular salary reviews. Number one, conduct regular salary review. Okay, ensure that your salaries are competitive, within the industry. This will help to retain talent and reduce turnover. Then number two, offer comprehensive benefit packages. That means your benefit to your staff should not just be salary. It should include health insurance, pensions, paid time off, wellness programs, even paid extra time. This well-rounded benefit package can always enhance job satisfaction. Number three, implement performance-based bonuses. Implement performance-based bonuses. Number four, provide opportunities for skill development. Provide opportunities for skill development. Invest in trainings, invest in professional development programs that actually allow employees to enhance their skills and advance in their careers. Then number five, communicate compensation policies clearly. Ensure that your employees understand how their compensation is determined, including any performance metrics or criteria that is used for raises and bonuses. Number six, solicit employee feedback on compensation. Very important. Then seven, recognize contributions beyond pay. That means you should implement recognition programs that actually acknowledge employee achievement in non-monetary ways, such as award or public recognition during meetings. Now, feeling valued can always enhance employee satisfaction, even when financial compensation is limited. Good people. Now, let's get to the next reason. Reason number four, work-life balance. Work-life balance issues. Work-life balance issues. Now, work-life balance refers to the ability of employees to effectively manage their work responsibilities alongside their personal life. This includes family, hobbies, and relaxation. And when they struggle to find this balance, it can lead to significant stress, and dissatisfaction. And many employees feel overwhelmed, by this imbalance, which often results in increased turnover rate, and such employees will always seek jobs that allow them to prioritize both work and life. And from statistics, research indicates that employees with poor work-life balance are more likely to leave their jobs. And a study found that employees who struggle to balance work and their personal lives are twice as likely to express that desire to quit. Then impact on job satisfaction. That's still one of it. Now, stress level, one of the statistics says that employees that are facing work-life conflicts report higher stress levels. Okay, and so this shows that those who cannot achieve a proper balance between work and their personal life they experience increased job stress, and this contributes to burnout and turnover intentions. Let's look at solution. Number one, flexible work arrangements. Flexible work offer options for flexible working hours or remote work, allowing employees to choose when and where they can work. It helps them to manage personal commitment more effectively. Number two, encourage time off. Encourage time off. Promote the use of vacation days and personal time off. Encourage employees to take breaks and recharge, which can improve their overall well-being. Number three, set realistic workload. Set realistic workload for your staff. Number four, provide resources for stress management. Offer resources like wellness programs, counseling services, workshops on stress management techniques. Supporting mental health, this can actually help to improve employees, you know, ability to balance their work and life. Then foster a supportive culture. Foster a supportive culture. Number six, implement family friendly policies. Implement family friendly policies. And then seven, solicit employee feedback. Regularly ask employees about their experiences, with work-life balance through surveys or feedback session. Then use this information, make sure you use this information to make necessary adjustments, in policies and even in practices. Now let's get to reason number 5. I love this quote by Brain Christopher. He says, being a great place to work is the difference between being a good company and a great company. Remember that primary school rhyme, good, better, best. I shall never rest until my good is better and my better best. That means your organization can actually move from good to great. That's why Brain Christopher says, being a great place to work is the difference between a good company and a great company. Reason number 5, toxic work environment. Toxic work environment. Now, a toxic work environment is actually characterized by negative behaviors, poor communications, and lack of respect amongst employees. And in such an environment, employees may experience bullying, they may experience harassment, they may experience unethical behavior, which lead to chronic stress. It leads to dissatisfaction. And I can tell you, good people, that a toxic workplace can severely impact employee morale and productivity, and this will make it one of the primary reasons employees choose to leave their jobs. Okay, now, in a toxic work environment, employees often feel undervalued and unsupported, and this atmosphere can always lead to a high turnover rate because individuals always seek healthier workplaces where they feel respected and they feel valued. Now, let's look at suggested solutions to combat a toxic work environment and improve employee retention. What can organizations do? What can we do? What can you do? Number one, promote open communication. Encourage an open door policy where employees feel comfortable discussing their concerns with management. Regular check-ins can help identify issues before they actually escalate. Number two, establish clear policies against bullying and harassment. Number three, foster a culture of respect. Number four, provide conflict resolution resources. Offer resources such as mediation services or even conflict resolution training to help your employees address conflict constructively. Then number 5, recognize positive behavior. Implement recognition programs that reward employees, for demonstrating positive behaviors and contributing to a healthy workplace culture. Number 6, encourage work-life balance. Number 7, please solicit employee feedback regularly. Solicit employee feedback regularly. And 8, invest in leadership training. Invest in leadership training. Now let's look at number 6. Reason number 6, lack of recognition and appreciation. lack of recognition and appreciation. Now, a lack of recognition and appreciation in the workplace is a very significant factor that contributes to employee dissatisfaction and turnover. And when employees feel that their hard work, their achievements, and contributions go unnoticed, it always leads to that feeling of frustration, and demotivation. That means recognition is essential, very, very essential for fostering a positive work environment. And it also helps employees to feel valued, and acknowledged for their efforts. I can tell you, good people, that when employees feel valued, when they feel acknowledged, what happens? They are excited, they stay. And when employees do not receive recognition, they may question their worth within that organization. And this can always lead to decreased morale, decreased engagement, decreased productivity. And ultimately, a lack of recognition can push employees to seek opportunities elsewhere where they feel more appreciated. That means very, very important. That is why, according to statistics, according to a survey by Achievers, 63% of employees do not feel recognized at work, and 39% feel unappreciated altogether. And this shows that a significant number of workers are not receiving the acknowledgement they deserve. Okay, now a study by Office Team found that 66% of employees would consider quitting their job if they feel unappreciated. This highlights that critical role of that recognition plays, in employee retention. Now, what are the solutions? Number one, establish regular feedback mechanism. Create that culture where feedback is given frequently and constructively. Implement recognition programs. Ensure peer-to-peer recognition. Number four, publicly acknowledge achievements. Recognize employee achievements in team meetings or company-wide communications. And public acknowledgement always reinforces that value of individual contributions. Number five, provide material rewards. Provide material rewards. Number six, create a culture of gratitude. Create a culture of gratitude. Number seven, clarify roles and responsibilities. And number eight, solicit employee input, good people, on recognition practicing. That means you should regularly ask employees how they prefer to be recognized, okay, and what forms of appreciation resonate with them. That means tailoring recognition efforts based on employee preferences can always enhance effectiveness. And good people, by implementing this solution, what happens? Organizations can create a more positive workplace culture where the employees feel valued, where they feel appreciated for their contributions, and this will ultimately lead to increased job satisfaction and reduce turnover rates. Thank you so much. I believe we've had value. We've looked at reason 1 to reason 6. Now let's get to reason 7. Remember, I promised you 15 reasons and their solutions. It says, we are just repeating this. Being a great place to work is a difference between a good company and a great company. A quote by Brain Christopher. Now, reason 7. Limited training and development opportunities. Now, limited training and development opportunities are significant factors that contribute to employee turnover. And when employees feel that they are not given the chance to learn new skills or grow in their careers, they may become frustrated and actually seek opportunities elsewhere. That means training and development are essential for personal and professional growth, and employees want to know that the organization is invested in their future. That means as an employer, as a boss, invest in trainings of your staff, because without proper training, employees may feel unprepared for their roles, and this will lead to decreased job satisfaction and performance. And this lack of growth can actually create that sense of stagnation, and this will cause employees to look for positions at companies that offer better opportunities for advancement. Now, statistics, let's look at some statistics here. Research shows that 94% of employees would stay at a company longer if it's invested in their learning and development. And this statistic highlights how crucial training opportunities are for retention. Okay, 94% of employees would stay at a company longer if that company is invested in their learning and development. And a study also shows that organizations with strong training programs have 50% lower turnover rate compared to those with limited or no training opportunities. Now, let's look at solutions. Number one, create comprehensive training programs. That means you should develop structured training programs that cover the essential skills that are relevant to employee roles. Then, two, encourage continuous learning. Encourage continuous learning. Three, provide mentorship opportunities. Provide mentorship opportunities. Four, conduct regular skills assessment. What do you mean by that? Assess the skills of your workforce regularly to identify gaps and areas where additional training is needed. This will always help to ensure that training efforts align with employee needs. Then, five, offer career development plan. Work with employees to create that personalized career development plans. Okay. Six, foster a learning environment. Foster a learning environment. And seven, solicit employee feedback on training needs. Very, very important. Solicit employee feedback on training needs. Let's look at reason number 8. All right, reason number 8 is poor communication practices. Poor communication practices. Now, poor communication practices in the workplace can actually lead to significant problems, okay, that affect employee satisfaction and retention. And when communication is unclear, take note, when communication is unclear, when communication is inconsistent or ineffective, employees may feel confused. Yes, they may feel undervalued, and they may feel disconnected from their teams and management. And this lack of clarity can lead to misunderstandings, it can increase stress levels, and ultimately drive employees to leave their jobs in search of better communication environment. And I can tell you that in a workplace with poor communications, employees might not receive important information, about their roles, about company goals or changes within the organization. And this can lead to frustration and a sense of isolation, making it difficult for them to perform their jobs effectively. Now, according to statistics, a study found that 70% of employees reported that poor communication is a significant reason for wanting to leave their job. And this indicates how critical effective communication is for employee retention. Now, let's look at some suggested solutions. What are the solutions? Number one, establish clear communication channels. Establish clear communication channels. Number two, encourage open dialogue. Encourage open dialogue. Number three, provide communication trainings to your staff. And number four, utilize technology tools. Number five, set clear expectations. Number six, solicit feedback regularly. Number seven, recognize good communication practices. And number eight, address issues promptly. Because when misunderstandings or conflicts arise due to poor communication, address them quickly and constructively. And this will help to prevent issues from escalating and also help to demonstrate that commitment to resolving problems. Now, good people, by implementing these solutions that we've itemized, organizations can actually create a more communicative workplace where employees feel valued, where they feel informed, where they feel engaged. And I can tell you that improving communication practices not only enhances employee satisfaction, but also contribute to lower turnover rates. And today's, I believe that you've learned about a detailed overview of how poor communication practice contribute to employee turnover. And we've talked about the solution. Let's put it up to practice, and you'll be surprised at how much your job grows. Now, let's get to reason number 8. Before then, let's take this quote by Richard Branson. He says, create the kind of workplace and company culture that will attract great talent. If you hire brilliant people, they will make work feel more like play. I tell you, that is very valid, very, very valid. Richard Branson said, create the kind of workplace and company culture that will attract great talent. And if you hire brilliant people, they will make work feel more like play. Very true, very, very true. Reason number 9 is job insecurity. Job insecurity. What do you mean by that? By job insecurity. Now, this refers to that fear or that anxiety, okay, that employees feel about losing their job. And this always arises from different factors such as company downsizing, financial struggles, changes in management, or industry instability. Sometimes some bosses think the only way they can make their workers to sit up, to be more focused, is by threatening them always, that there are jobs everywhere, there are workers, people looking for jobs everywhere. And now, when employees become uncertain about their job status, what happens? It can lead to significant stress and anxiety. And this feeling of insecurity can actually affect their performance, it will affect their motivation, affect their overall well-being. That means, good people, job insecurity is not just about the possibility of losing a job at all. It's not. It also includes worries, about career advancement. It also includes the ability to provide for oneself and one's family. And when employees feel insecure about their jobs, they may become disengaged, they may become less productive, and ultimately this will lead to a higher turnover rate, because employees will always seek a more stable employment opportunities. Now, according to statistics, a study shows that, and this study was conducted by the American Psychological Association, it found that 61% of workers reported feeling stressed about job insecurity. And this indicates that many employees are worried about their future in their current roles. Okay? And like another study, research shows that employees experiencing job insecurity are more likely to have lower job satisfaction and productivity level, and they also be less likely to engage in teamwork or take initiative at work. Now let's look at the solution. What are the solutions? To address job insecurity and improve employee retention, what can organizations do? Number one, communicate transparently. Communicate transparently. Keep employees informed about the company's financial health and any potential changes that may affect their positions. Because transparency helps to reduce uncertainty and builds trust. Then number two, provide job stability. Please don't threaten your staff. Don't just avoid frequent layoff, avoid frequent restructuring. Creating a stable work environment can help alleviate fears of job loss. Number three, offer career development opportunities. Number four, encourage open dialogue. Encourage open dialogue or create that opportunity that employees can feel comfortable discussing their concerns about job security with management. Then number five, implement support programs. Provide resources like counseling, employee assistance programs. This will help employees to do what? Cope. And also, they can cope with stress that are related to the job. Then recognize employee contributions. That's number six. Recognize, acknowledge, and reward employees for their hard work and achievement. Then foster a positive work culture and solicit employee feedback. Regularly ask employee for feedback on their concerns regarding job security and what support they need from management. Now, good people, by taking proactive steps, to address job insecurity, organization can create a more stable and supportive work environment, where employees feel valued and secure in their roles. And this will ultimately lead to increased staff satisfaction, reduce resignation, and all of that. Now let's get to our next slide. Unclear job expectations. Unclear job expectations. Now, unclear job expectations occur when employees do not fully understand what is required of them in their roles. And this can include confusion about their responsibilities, about their performance goals, and how their work contributes to the organization's objectives. And when employees lack clarity, they may feel lost, or overwhelmed. And this will lead to that feeling of frustration and disengagement. And over time, what will happen? This can result in decreased productivity, increased turnover, because employees will still seek jobs where they have a clearer understanding of their roles. And when expectations are not communicated effectively, employees might focus on the wrong tasks. And this uncertainty always creates stress and dissatisfaction, prompting them to leave for position that actually offer clearer guidance and support. Now, what does research say? Let's look at statistics. Research indicates that 43% of new hires, leave their jobs within the first 3 months due to mismatched expectations. This highlights how critical clear job expectations is for employee retention. Now, how does it? Another research based on productivity that employees who do not understand their job expectation are often less productive. And a study showed that 60% of remote workers reported confusion about their roles during transition to hybrid job work environment, because this negatively end up affecting their performance. Now let's look at solution. Solution number one, define clear job description. Create detailed job description, that outlines specific responsibility, goals, and performance metrics. Number two, set regular check-ins. Please check up on your staff, one-on-one meetings, meetings with managers, meeting with employees, discuss their expectations and discuss the progress, report discuss the challenges faced. Now, number three, provide comprehensive onboarding. That means when you recruit a staff, take your time to do a thorough onboarding process that clearly communicate their job expectations from day one. New hires should receive training, on their roles, on how they fit into that larger organization from day one. Number four, encourage open communication. Encourage open communication, very true. Number five, use performance management tools, very, very important. Then six, create team norms. What do you mean by that? Encourage teams to establish group norms, regarding roles and responsibilities. And when everyone agrees on how they will work together, it create that shared understanding of expectations. Number seven, provide training for managers. And number eight, encourage employee feedback. Now, by implementing these solutions, organizations can create a more structured environment, where employees have a clear understanding of their role and their responsibility. Now, this clarity not only enhances employee satisfaction, but it also leads to increased productivity and reduced turnover rate. Thank you. Let's look at the next one. All right, a quote by Ed Catmull says, a hallmark of a healthy creative culture is that its people feel free to share ideas, opinions, and criticism. A hallmark of a healthy creative culture is that its people feel free to share ideas, opinions, and criticism. That's what makes a healthy work environment, a healthy work culture. Now let's look at reason 11, lack of employee engagement. Lack of employee engagement. This refers to engagement is actually refers to the level of enthusiasm, okay? Refers to the level of enthusiasm, the commitment, and emotional connection that employees have towards their work and the organization. And I can tell you, when employees are engaged, they feel valued and they feel motivated to contribute to the company's success. However, good people, a lack of employee engagement can lead to feelings of disconnection, it can lead to low morale, it can lead to decreased productivity. And employees who are not engaged often do just enough to get by, okay? And they may be more likely to leave the organization for better opportunities. So good people, when employees do not feel connected, to their work or see its value, they become disengaged, okay? And this can result in lower performance levels and a negative workplace atmosphere. And I can tell you that over time, this lack of engagement can lead to high turnover rates because employees will seek environments where they feel more invested and appreciated. Now, a study found that companies with low engagement levels experience turnover rates that are 2.5 times higher than those with high engagement. And this can result in substantial costs, that are related to recruiting and training new organization, new employees. And also, a survey revealed that 75% of employees, who feel engaged at work report high levels of job satisfaction. That means, in contrast, disengaged employees often express dissatisfaction with their roles. Now, let's look at solution. What are the solutions? Number one, foster open communication. Foster open communication. Number two, recognize and reward contributions. Recognize and reward contributions. Number three, Provide opportunities for growth. Provide opportunities for growth. Number 4, encourage employee involvement. Encourage employee involvement. And number 5, create a positive work environment. Then 6, set clear goals. And 7, solicit feedback regularly. Then 8, good people, promote work-life balance. Encourage policies that support work-life balance, such as flexible working hours or remote work options, because a healthy balance actually contributes to overall job satisfaction. And by implementing these solutions that we've itemized, what happens? Organizations can create a more engaging workplace, where employees that will feel valued, motivated, and they feel committed to their job roles. And this will ultimately lead to higher job satisfaction, improve productivity, and reduce turnover rate. Let's look at reason number 12. Before then, this quote by Phil Jackson says, "The strength of the team is each individual member." The strength of each member is the team. Phil Jackson said, "The strength of the team is each individual member, and the strength of each member is the team." Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Now, number 12 reason: ineffective onboarding processes. Ineffective onboarding processes. Now, this refers to poorly designed programs that fail to properly integrate new employees into an organization. Now, onboarding is that process of introducing new hires, new staff into their roles, okay? Introducing them to the company culture, to the tools that they need to succeed. And when this process is not done well, what happens? It can lead to frustration, confusion, and a lack of connection to the company. Now, new employees may feel, you know, unsupported and unsure of their responsibilities, and this can result in decreased job satisfaction and higher turnover rates. And I can tell you that a negative onboarding experience can actually make new hires to feel disconnected from the team and from the organization as a whole. And if they do not receive adequate training or support during the initial days or weeks, what happens? They'll quickly lose motivation and move. Now, let's look at a study. A study found that 69% of employees who went through an effective onboarding program, they remained with that organization even after 3 years, compared with only 49% of those who did not receive proper onboarding. Now, what are the solutions, the suggested solution? Develop a structured onboarding program. Develop a structured onboarding program. Number 2, provide necessary tools and resources. Number 3, assign a mentor or a buddy. What do you mean by that? Pair new hires with a mentor or buddy who can guide them through the onboarding process. This person can answer questions, provide support, and helps integrate them into the team. Number 4, communicate company culture. Clearly communicate the company's values, the mission and culture during onboarding. Number 5, set clear expectations. Clearly outline the job role, the job responsibilities, performance expectations for the new hire, because providing this clarity help them understand what is expected of them. Then number 6, solicit feedback during onboarding. That means regularly ask employees for feedback on their onboarding experience and use this information to make improvement to the process. Then conduct regular check-ins and evaluate onboarding effectiveness. I love this. Diversity is being invited to the party. Inclusion is being asked to dance. This is a quote by Werner Myers. He says, diversity is being invited to the party and inclusion is being asked to dance. Very true. Just relate that to your job and you'll see how true this is. Reason number 13, insufficient diversity and inclusion efforts. Insufficient diversity and inclusion effort. What do you mean by that? Now, insufficient diversity and inclusion effort in the workplace refers to that lack of initiatives that are aimed at creating a diverse workplace and fostering that inclusive environment. Now, when organizations do not prioritize diversity, they miss out on the benefits of having a variety of perspectives, a variety of backgrounds, and experiences within their teams. And this lack of diversity can actually lead to feelings of exclusion amongst employees, particularly those from minority groups, minority tribes, who may feel undervalued or marginalized. And I can tell you, awesome people, that when employees do not see themselves represented in the workplace, or they feel that their voices are not heard, it always results in decreased engagement and also decreased job satisfaction. And over time, what happens is that this will lead to a higher turnover rate, because employees seek out companies that value diversity and inclusivity. Now, research actually shows that organizations with low diversity and inclusion efforts actually experience higher turnover rate. For instance, a study by Deloitte found that companies with inclusive cultures are twice as likely to retain employees, compared to those with less focus on diversity. Now, let's look at suggested solutions. Develop a diversity and inclusion strategy. Create that clear plan, that outlines specific goals for improving diversity within the organization, and then provide DEI training. That means DEI means trainings that are focused on diversity, on equity and inclusion of all employees. And this will help to raise awareness about biases and promote understanding amongst your team members. Number 3, encourage diverse hiring practices. Number 4, foster an inclusive culture. Number 5, establish employee resource groups. Number 6, solicit feedback, okay, from employees. Number 7, recognize diverse contributions. That means you have to acknowledge and celebrate the contributions of diverse teams, diverse team members during meetings or company events. And this recognition fosters that sense of belonging. Then number 8, commit to transparency. Commit to transparency. Now, by prioritizing diversity and inclusion efforts, what happens? Organizations can create a more welcoming environment where all employees feel valued and engaged. And this will not only enhance employee satisfaction, but will lead to lower turnover rates, and improved overall performance. Now, let's just look at the next slide. Poor work conditions. Poor work conditions. Now, poor work condition refers to that environment that is unsafe, that is uncomfortable, or not conducive for productivity. And this can include physical factors like inadequate lighting, unsafe equipment, excessive noise, or lack of proper tools and resources. And it can also encompass psychological aspects such as lack of support from management, high stress levels, and poor workplace culture. Now, when employees work in poor conditions, what happens? It can lead to dissatisfaction. It can also lead to burnout and ultimately that desire to leave the organization. And when workers feel that their health and well-being are compromised, what happens by the job environment? They are more likely to develop negative feelings about their jobs, and this will result in increased turnover rates because employees seek safer and more supportive workplaces. Now, according to studies, employees who experience high levels of job-related stress due to poor conditions are more likely to experience burnout. And burnout is a major predictor of turnover, intentions. And this leads to many employees seeking jobs elsewhere. Now, what are the solutions? Conduct regular safety audits. Conduct regular safety audit. 2, provide proper equipment and resources. 3, encourage open communications. 4, implement wellness programs. 5, promote work-life balance. 6, provide trainings for managers. 7, recognize employee contributions. And 8, solicit employee feedback regularly. Solicit their feedback. Conduct regular surveys or feedback sessions, to gauge employee satisfaction with work conditions. Now, use this feedback to make necessary improvement, because by addressing poor work conditions proactively, organizations can actually create a safer and more supportive environment, where employees feel valued and motivated. And improving work conditions not only enhances employee satisfaction but also leads to lower turnover rates and improved overall performance. Now, let's look at the last but not the least. The last but not the least reason. It says a diverse workforce is a competitive advantage. A diverse workforce is a competitive advantage. This is a quote by an unknown person. Now, the last but not the least reason is misalignment with company values. Misalignment with company values. What do we mean by that? This occurs when the values that are held by the employees do not match the values that are promoted by the organization. And this can create a disconnect, that leads to frustration and dissatisfaction amongst employees. Now, when employees feel that their personal beliefs and principles are not respected or upheld by the employer, what happens? They may struggle to find the motivation and purpose in their work. And this misalignment can result in decreased engagement, low morale, and ultimately a higher turnover rate, because employees will seek companies that better reflect their values. Okay? That means if a company actually claims to value work-life balance but consistently expect employees to work long hours without breaks, such employees may feel disillusioned and they may decide to leave. Now, when there's a gap between when a company says its values and what it practices, it can lead to confusion and mistrust amongst employees. And a study shows that 35% of employees have resigned from a job due to misalignment with their employer's values. And this statistic highlights, how important it is for employees or for companies to ensure that their values resonate with the workforce. Now, let's look at solution. What are the suggested solutions? Clearly define your company values. That's number one. Number two, align policies with values. Number three, involve employees in value development. Number 4, offer training on company values. Number 5, recognize value aligned behaviors. And number 6, encourage open dialogue. Number 7, conduct regular assessment. And number 8, lead by example. Lead by example. That means regularly assess employee perceptions of company values. Okay, ensure that leadership does what embodies the company values in their actions and decisions. Okay, leaders should model the behavior expected from all the employees. It should not be a factor of do what I say but don't do what I do, but it should always be do what I do. Lead by example, and your employees will follow suit. Now, by focusing on aligning company values with those of employees, organizations can actually create a more cohesive workplace, where individuals feel valued and connected to their work. And this alignment not only enhances employee satisfaction, but also leads to lower turnover rates and improved overall performance. Are we having value? Are we having value? I think we've done so well. We've done so well. We've done so well. All right. Key summary of key reasons and solutions. Now, in today's presentation, we actually explored 15 reasons why employees choose to leave their jobs. And understanding these reasons is essential, for organizations that want to improve, employee retention and create a positive workplace culture. Now, let's really look at a quick recap of what we've discussed. Lack of career opportunities, poor management practices. We've talked a lot, work-life balance issues, toxic work environment, lack of recognition, unclear job expectation. We've done a lot. And then the solutions that we have emphasized, which I'm emphasizing again, is career advancement opportunities. Create career advancement opportunities. 2, management practices. That means invest in leadership training and encourage open communication. 3, compensation and benefits. 4, work-life balance. 5, in a toxic work environment, establish clear policies against bullying and to culture that environment that actually enhances growth, confidence in the brand. And by implementing the solutions we have itemized in today's class, your organization can create a more positive work environment where employees feel valued, they feel engaged, and they feel motivated to stay a long term, And by addressing these key reasons for turnover, not only enhances employee satisfaction, but it also contributes to the overall success of the organization. Thank you, awesome people, for participating in this discussion on improving workplace culture. Let's work together, good people, to build a better workplace for everyone. Thank you, awesome people. Thank you. Now, this quote by an unknown says, inclusivity means not just we are allowed to be here, but we are glad to be here. I love this quote by an unknown. It says, inclusivity means not just we are allowed to be here, but we are glad to be here. This is a quote by an unknown. Now, question and answer session. Please go through this question and drop your answers in the chat box. There's a special reward for a very solid answer from any one of you. The best answer will get a reward. The best answer will get a reward from us. So drop your answers in the chat box. Drop your answers in the chat box. I'm waiting for your answers. Says to build a strong team, you must see someone else's strength as a complement to your weakness, not a trait. This is a quote by Barbara Corcoran. Barbara said, to build a strong team, you must see someone else's strength as a complement to your weakness, not a trait. Thank you. Thank you, good people. My name is Enobong Ekarika once again, and it's been an awesome time learning together with you. You can reach out to me via my email, enobongekarika1@gmail.com, enobongekarika1@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and do have a blessed day. Thank you.